many people have heard of Jim Corbett, so I'm going to assume that no one has heard of him. The younger generation of India have no clue about who he was, even though many visit Corbett National Park. Jim Corbett was an Indian-born Brit who lived in Nainital for many years. Nainital, the town where I kind of grew up. He became famous for his exploits in killing man-eating tigers, and I assume that his book, The Man-Eaters of Kumaon, helped him shoot to fame. I read the books he wrote. The writing style is dry, but I gained a few valuable lessons from his writings. One, he studiously avoided hunting and shooting healthy animals and focused only on man-eaters. You may say he was an ethical hunter, or he drew an ethical line for himself and refused to cross the boundary. In later years, he became a photographer. After he'd kill a man-eater, he'd study the carcass to ensure that his kill was correct. He examined the animal's teeth, bones, and other parts of the anatomy to diagnose the reasons why the animal became a man-eater. Second, not only did he study the paw prints left behind on moist soil, he also observed the behavior of birds, monkeys, and other animals. His books reveal his deep knowledge of animal behavior. The behavior of birds, monkeys, and other animals often told him if a tiger was prowling in the vicinity. Hunting a man-eater was not a question of picking up a rifle and waltzing into the jungles like people do these days. In those days, rifles did not come equipped with high-tech gizmos, and no helpful park ranger put you on an elephant far from danger while you lazily pull your trigger. What modern hunters do is murder, and they murder for the joy of the kill. In Jim Corbett's time, he often hunted the animals for months. There were many near misses, and his books reveal the deep affection and respect he had for the animals he was hunting. He was not in the game to collect trophies or pose for selfies. Jim Corbett often walked 20 or 30 kilometers a day. In the hills, mind you. He often walked 20 or 30 kilometers a day in the hills, and bear in mind he walked this distance along woody trails along woody tracks in the hills. I did not read, not once, no complaints of hunger, mosquitoes, physical or mental fatigue, or even though he must have experienced all of the above and more. Through the walks, the hunts, you get the sense of a man who is always alert, watchful. Even when he is resting, his body and mind are alert. Why? In the quiet of the jungle, something is almost always on the move, and an experienced hunter is always quietly aware of the smells, the sounds, the rustle of trees, the leaves, the movement of birds and animals. All these signs tell him something. If you walk into a jungle and whine about the cold, heat, discomfort, hunger, thirst, mosquitoes, the absence of a comfy bed, then you will not achieve your objective. You must transcend physical and mental discomfort if you want to be a successful hunter. Some of you may have already guessed and understood the connection between what I have written and the practice of being a photographer. Keep in mind, I'm focusing on photography right now. Still, since I am talking, I'm going to hold you for a little longer and crave your indulgence for the same. Jim Corbett avoided shooting healthy tigers, and this distinction was his ethical line. He was not in the business of hunting tigers for mere sport, unlike many of his contemporaries or modern hunters. The question, where do you draw your ethical line? Do you photograph poverty and indulge in poverty porn? Do you willfully portray the worst aspects of a place? When you edit an image, do you change the clouds or pass off the image as one photographed in such weather? You must decide where you draw the line, how thick the line is, how often you will cross it, if at all. When you walk around with a camera, have you taken the time to understand your gear and your subject? Do you understand all the peripheral issues, or some of them? Have you taken the time to understand what you are photographing and why? One of the most critical aspects required to be a hunter is what I will call mindset. Mindset is a nice corporate word, but it fits. If you want to take excellent photographs, you must learn how to observe. You must learn to develop peripheral vision so that you know what's happening around you and not just what is in front of you. You must be able to understand movement and to anticipate action as a story develops. Peripheral vision. Think about driving. Do you just drive straight? Many Indian drivers just drive straight. They are like horses with blinkers. They have absolutely no peripheral vision, and even if they did, they ignored, which is probably why the number of accidents is increasing on India's streets. So as a photographer, as a writer, as a creative person, are you a horse with blinkers, or will you develop peripheral vision? It is impossible to observe properly if your mind is restless. If voices fight for attention inside your head, you will not know what is happening in front of you. You will not know what's happening around you, because all that you will be doing is to address these voices in your head, and you will miss many opportunities. I believe that a quiet mind is one of the most important aspects of being a hunter, and will be one of the most critical skills or qualities you must develop to be a great photographer or a writer, because you will keep observing, or a professional in any field. When your mind is still, alert, watchful, at peace, you will be able to go out and create great art. And maybe you will lower your blood pressure at the same time. I've spoken for some time now, so I will leave all of you at this point. This is, or I am, Rajiv Chopra from the Dusty Mike Chronicles saying goodbye. See you next time. Share your thoughts. Do comment, subscribe, give me what they call a thumbs up, and spread the word. See you all next time. Ciao. And learn a little bit from Jim Corbett.